a Friday Night Live house party celebrating the 2020 Census Count Me In Cuéntame concert series.
You're sitting around with nothing cool left to do, looking for a show that's really all about you. There's a place you can go, it's a thing it can be, it's a world full of possibilities. Wonderama, it's here, it's new, it's all for you. Wonderama, wonder, 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 Wonderama, yeah. Wonder, 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 Wonderama.
Now, here's your host, David Osmond.
Hey, what's up, you guys? You made it. It's Friday, and this is a house party, the Wonderama house party. Welcome. We've got a very special episode today, the Count Me In concert series. It's very special to me. Today's my birthday, so we're getting this party started. I'm so happy to be here with so many friends. You picked the right one. This is the last one in our concert series, and it's going right to Los Angeles. We featured lots of cities across the U.S. Tonight, last but not least, on the coast, Los Angeles. So, without further ado, let's get this party started. Here we go.
Your community needs your help. Join us and commit to be counted. To learn more, be sure to visit www.2020census.gov. Shape your future and be counted.
My next guest today is an 18-year-old singer, songwriter, and voiceover actress who's appeared on several TV shows, including The Voice. And she definitely has an amazing voice. She's awesome. She's been on Wonderama before. Please welcome our friend to the Wonderama house party, Brinley Brown. Hi! It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
How have you been, by the way?
I've been well, just trying to keep motivated in this time and been writing a lot of music and spending a lot of quality time with family. It's actually been a really sweet, special time. So I've enjoyed, a bit of a pause from traveling. I travel a lot with music stuff, and so it's been really nice to just spend some quality time with family. I've enjoyed that a lot.
But you don't stop singing. You're down in Huntington Beach, and it's beautiful down there. But you also do the balcony sessions, like you take music to the people. And tell me about that.
Yeah, you know what, David? I one Friday night around like 5 o'clock, it had been a couple weeks into the quarantine, and I kind of knew I wasn't going to be playing music for a while. I knew it was going to be a bit of time, and so I said, you know what if I just grabbed my little speaker, got my guitar, went up there and played some music and just played for the neighbors. Maybe some neighbors will come out. My family, my grandparents came out and sat in the driveway.
It's awesome.
David, it is crazy what it has become. We now call them the balcony sessions live from Alabama Street. People come out. I'm telling you, last Friday we had, I think, like 400 people. And everybody's spread out, and wearing masks and everything, but it's outside. And just to be able to, play live music during a time when I thought I wouldn't be able to do what I love, but also be able to share that with others and create some normalcy during these times has been, I'm so grateful and so blessed to be able to do that. So we do that every Friday at 5 p.m. now, and it's a blast. I so love it. I love it.
You're a country artist. You have such a great sound. Tell me about your latest single. It's the One More Hallelujah. It just came out just earlier this year, right?
It did, yeah. It just came out earlier this year and was so excited to it. Most of the songs that are coming out on this next project in September are songs that I've written and have, been writing and have, are the most special ones to me. So I'm excited to release them. But One More Hallelujah was a song that I actually didn't write. My producer in Nashville sent me the song, and I remember listening to it for the first time, and I just, oh man, David, I started crying. I knew it was a song that I just wanted to share with people. It's a song just about hope. And during these times, like, my prayer and my hope is to give people hope. You're
obviously an amazing singer, a great artist, a writer, but you also do voiceover work. I don't think a lot of people know this about you. You even have a current show right now on Netflix called Dragon Rescue Writers. Tell us about that.
It is so much fun. It's about this group of a brother and a sister. I play Layla, the lead, and their dragon friends. She can talk to dragons, and they rescue people in this incredible town, and it's a spin-off of the How to Train Your Dragon movies. So
totally,
it's been so much fun.
This is a big year. Every 10 years we have it, but now we can go online and fill out the census. And it's super important for so many communities for resources to get there. Why is it important in your mind for especially these kids and for our communities?
Yes, I think it's a huge thing because it not only, like you said, is going to impact you personally and your family, but also your whole community. I mean, the money that's used is, it's used from everything from building schools, building highways, it impacts your community, and just being able to use your voice for good. And I think that is, how you can affect your personal community. That's a huge thing. So I encourage you guys to use your voices and be a part of this because it really impacts, again, not only you and your family, but so many people. So it's a huge thing.
It certainly is. You can count me in for the census. We count on you, and we count on each other to be a part of that and to raise awareness. We appreciate you doing so today for the census. Well, you got so much going on, and we've always loved you coming on the show to sing some songs. You got some guitars there. You got your music studio. Can you sing a song for us today? Would that be okay?
Yes, let's do it.
Awesome. What are you going to sing for us?
I'm going to sing my latest single, One More Hallelujah.
Perfect. Awesome. I love that song. Take it away.
Sometimes life ain't easy. Sometimes you're praying out loud. It feels like no one's listening, like you're being pushed around. The days of wine and roses, you turn into water and thorns. And you wish you had a river you could jump on in and be reborn. Be reborn. See the sun beyond the storm. It's like so thankful for one more
Brinley Brown, everybody. One more hallelujah. And one more time, thank you for joining us at the Wonderama House Party. You can come back anytime.
Oh, thank you so much. I had so much fun.
I'm Congresswoman Karen Bass. I'm happy to see you today. And I just want you to know that when your parents fill out the census form that counts everybody in our country, that is so important because that makes sure that you have enough teachers in your schools. That makes sure that we can get over this virus and get out in our communities again. And I want you to make sure that your parents fill out that form and that they include you. Thank you very much.
My next guest today is an amazing music artist. She provides public service announcements on the importance of the census, but she's also sold 75 million records over the last 30 years worldwide. Amazing. She's an American singer, songwriter, actress, does it all. She's a legend. Welcome to the Wonderama House Party, the one and only Taylor Dayne. What's up, Taylor? Hi, how you doing today?
I'm awesome. How are you?
It is the best day of my life. I'm doing well.
Wow. You know what? I can say that too. And I'm going to hold my heart and say that as well. It's the best day of my life.
Every single day of our lives, right?
Amen.
How have you been this whole crazy last year and everything going on? How are you holding up?
I feel really blessed. I feel that this is a time of stillness. And obviously, you know, I know there's a lot of time that we're adjusting to this change, but I've looked at it in a different way. I have never experienced this amount of time and stillness in the last 32 years of my career where I've just been in one place, and I'm embracing that. It's been no planes, no trains, no movement, and I'm embracing that as a blessing, not a problem. And I found a lot of peace in that. And I mean that for all of us. And you kids show me a lot and taught me a lot of that. My own children, I have twins, and they've taught me a lot of what do I really need versus what I really thought I needed. I mean, there's been a lot of challenges, but there's also been a lot of lessons, like what really matters more, you know, what is the most important things? And a lot of it is being with your family, being with your friend, being what's most important, and the value of your communications, the value of your friendships, you know, your value of your family.
And music has been in the fabric of your whole childhood and helped drive you and inspire you, like the artist Stevie Wonder.
So I just imitated all those artists and just imitated them. By the time I was 15, I was in a band in school, and all you know, you can listen and you can read about any other teenager, but it was so necessary for me. I would mimic, you know, Joni Mitchell so fervently, and these were the artists that, you know, but you could read all their stories and they'll tell you the same things, similar. You know, it was a way to get out, and it was a way we listened so intently to the artists that inspired us to the core, and then the break is just something we just never let up on. You just never let up.
Now, I think it's time for some music. What do you think? What's your favorite song to sing?
Okay, what we can do? Tell it to my heart. Tell me I'm the only one. Is this really love or just a game? Tell it to my heart, 'cause I can make my body rock every time you call my name. I feel the night explode when we're together. Emotions overload in the heat of pleasure. Well, take me, I'm yours, into your arms. Never let me go. Tonight I really need to know. Tell it to my heart. Tell me I'm the only one. Is this really love or just a game?
Taylor, it's not a Wonderama House Party without Taylor Dayne. Thank you so much for joining us today. You can come back to the house party anytime, all right? I don't think we can keep you away.
The data collected from the census helps your community create jobs, provide housing, and prepare for emergencies. It also determines local funding to build schools, roads, childcare centers, and hospitals. Your community benefits most when the census counts everyone. Your community is counting on you. To learn more, visit 2020census.gov.
Okay, you guys, I'm so excited. One of our hosts for the Wonderama House Party is none other than Wynton Marsalis, the artistic director of Jazz at Lincoln Center. He's a Grammy and Pulitzer Prize winner and has produced over 100 records selling over 7 million copies. We're happy to have him to the house party. Wynton Marsalis, the man, the legend. How you doing?
Man, it's a pleasure to be here talking with you. How you feeling tonight?
I'm very blessed. The Census 2020, very important year for these kids to be counted. Why is it important for them to be counted, you think?
Well, it's important for people to know who and where you are for the apportionment of monies that may be due you. It's important for voting. It's important for being able to account for people for districting. There are many reasons it's important for you to be known. Stand up and be counted.
You're right. So many kids get left behind, unfortunately, and don't get the due that's owed to be able to support these programs, just like the ones you're involved with.
Make sure you're counted. There are many who will not want to count you, even if you're counted. So you make sure you don't help them. Get yourself counted. Be for real about it. A democracy is not just rights, it's also responsibilities. And responsibilities are not necessarily bad things. It's good to assume responsibility. So we need y'all. That's why I say we need y'all. We need you to carry some of this weight out here. Make change happen. Then you can only do that by participating. Deal with fill out your census, be counted.
Okay, bass is one of my favorite instruments, Wynton. So awesome. I mean, it's kind of a root of that band, keeps them in check with that drummer. And you have someone in particular that's really amazing on the bass. Can you tell me about this guy?
This is the great Philip Norris from North Carolina, master of clear, swinging, hard sound. Also fantastic French horn player. He doesn't like people to know it.
Really?
He can play a lot of horn. His mom is a trumpet player, but he is a deep, deep swinger. When Philip Norris is somewhere, the beat is right, the harmony is right, the notes are perfect, and his concentration is 100%. He is integrity. Integrity walks in the room when he walks in with his instrument.
Wow, that is an introduction. If he's gonna be somewhere, we're glad he's here at the house party. Thanks, Wynton. So Philip, how you doing, man?
I'm good, how are you?
I am so good. It's a pleasure to meet you, to talk to you. Wynton is a huge fan of yours, by the way, if you didn't know that already.
He's my hero. It's amazing to hear something like that from someone like that.
How old were you when you started?
I started playing piano when I was about 3 years old.
Okay.
And then I switched to trumpet and French horn, and then that turned into bass. And my mom was actually my band director for a short period of time. And she just kind of kept throwing instruments at me to see which one I would like. And I stuck with bass. And, that's kind of how I came to where I am right now.
You must practice a ton.
Oh, tons. I mean, I try to space it out so I can enjoy other things as well. But I mean, it takes a lot of dedication. But I mean, being in the house with it all my life, I mean, I have so many people that have showed me what it takes.
So this is a big year for all of us. It's a census year, 2020 census. Why do you think it's important for kids to be counted in the census?
Well, I think it's important for everyone to have a voice. You know, there's a lot of people that we've seen throughout that don't use their ability to make their voice heard. And in this time right now where we're going through several crises in this country, it's important for everyone to know who's in this country. So when you take that step to put your name in there for people to hear, I am this person and this is where I come from, you know, your neighbor will know that you're just like them and they're just like you. We're all here and we're all citizens and we all have the ability to take part in all of these amazing things that this country has to offer.
Yeah, that's very cool. And because of those numbers, those communities get more money. They get more funding for these awesome programs that help the whole community, which is awesome. All right, Philip, I'll stop talking. We'd love to hear you play something. Is that okay?
For sure. Let me grab my bass.
Okay, awesome. And what are you going to play?
I'm going to play a tune by Horace Silver entitled Sister Sadie.
Get to it, man. We're excited. Thanks so much. Yeah, man. Oh, you are unbelievable. Wynton was right. You didn't disappoint. That's unbelievable.
Hi, David, and hello, Los Angeles and West Coast. I am so glad to be part of this house party and have the chance to talk to all of you. I have a very cool job. I'm the director of the U.S. Census Bureau, and we do something especially important. Every 10 years, we count every person living in the United States. We call it a census, and the 2020 census is happening right now. See, by counting everyone, we can help build new hospitals, schools, and roads to help your community grow. We can also provide more meals and services to others in need. Getting a correct count of every person who lives in the United States is quite a challenge, so we need your help to share the message of the census. Today, I'm asking you to make sure your parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and neighbors respond to the 2020 census as soon as possible, or when a census taker comes to your door. They should count everyone living in the home, including children. Let them know the census is easy, safe, and important. It's a big job, but I know working together, we can get it done. Thanks for having me, David, and thanks to all our census partners and friends who are participating today to spread the word that the 2020 census questions should be completed immediately and will help everyone.
My next guests today are siblings from California. They're 17, 15, and 13. They've been on the show before. They're good friends of the program. They're a power trio, and they play hard-hitting garage rock with a healthy side of punk. They're amazing. Welcome to the Wonderama House Party, our good friends, Speed of Light. What's up, guys? How you doing? Amazing. I wish that we were in studio in New York like last time to kind of hang and play some music, but you know what? This is, the next best thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we had so much fun last time. Thank you for having us.
Oh, man, thank you guys for coming on, and the kids went crazy for you. Your music is phenomenal. Now, for those that are just meeting you guys, would you guys introduce yourselves? I know Cameron, Tyler, and Riley. Would you explain who you are and what you play?
Okay, I'm Cameron. I'm 17. I play the guitar.
I'm Riley. I'm 13, and I play the bass and I sing.
I'm Tyler. I play drums.
You play the drums, but you're all vocalists. Riley, you're on bass and vocals, and then guitar. I love it. I dig it. So, Cameron, you kind of started this whole thing. Way to go, man. What musical influences do you have? You said you listen to a lot of music. Who do you like?
I listen to a lot of Kings of Leon and Kings of the Stone Age.
Kings of the Stone Age, Kings of Leon. Yeah. What about you, Riley?
I like to listen to Radiohead, Pixies, The Cure, Sonic Youth.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, and I'm into blues rock, so like Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, and this band I like called Rainwolf.
Awesome. Very cool. Excellent. Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of kids that are watching right now. They're looking at you guys. They may be right there in California, maybe musicians. What advice would you give to other kids who want to follow your footsteps?
Well, if you really enjoy doing something, whether it's music or sports or anything, the journey is worth the ups and downs if you enjoy doing it.
This is a big year. We're doing a partnership with the Census on this house party. We're talking about it. You guys are familiar with the Census. Why do you think it's so important?
Well, it's really important for everyone to be counted, so we know how much resources have to go where. Yeah, you have to be counted so people can give those resources to people who need them.
Yeah.
Or even things like school, clubs, or extracurriculars that kids do.
Right. There's so many programs that need that funding, and just by being counted, we know that you're there. It's just very important. So thanks for being such advocates for that as well. Thanks for making your music. You guys gonna play a song for us?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's an original called Sunshine.
Sunshine. And you guys wrote this together?
Yeah.
Rad. Awesome. Well, hey, take it away. Speed of Light. We love your music and can't wait to hear it. It's all yours.
Don't you broke bill, let's sing again.
Maybe I can help you. Not you got what I want.
I'm so happy for you. I got some names to drop.
Hey, my sunshine friend, always here when the clouds clear. Hey, my sunshine friend, never around when the dark goes down. And it's going down. Yeah, it's going down. You come out when it's light and everything's alright.
When the rain comes down, you ain't nowhere to be found.
Sun ain't shining, this light don't warm you.
This light don't warm you. It's gonna burn you again, my friend.
Hey, my sunshine friend, always here when the clouds clear. Hey, my sunshine friend, never around when the dark goes down. And it's going, yeah, it's going down. Hey, my sunshine friend, always here when the clouds clear. Hey, my sunshine friend, never around when the dark goes down. And it's going. Yeah, and it's going down.
Speed of Light, always delivering. Sunshine is the track. Good job, you guys. We love that. We love you guys. Thanks for coming on to the Wonderama House Party. You're so talented. We appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Robert Rivas, California State Assembly member. The U.S. Census only happens every 10 years. That means we need everybody to be counted. Billions and billions of dollars for our communities depend on it. Filling out the 2020 census is safe, it is easy, and it is important. So please do your part. Shape your future and respond today. You can respond by visiting 2020census.gov. Do it today.
My next guest today is one of our Census partners. He's awesome. He's been named Las Vegas Headliner of the Year 5 times. He has multiple platinum and gold records to his name and consistently breaks records and wows audience from coast to coast with his own brand of genre-blurring rock and roll. He's awesome. He's joining us at the house party today. Please welcome my buddy, Frankie Marino.
Hey, what's going on, man?
You're the consummate performer. You've been performing your whole life. Is that right?
Yeah, I've been, professionally, like traveling around, playing fairs and stuff since I was about 7, but I started playing when I was probably 3 years old. I mean, that's what they tell me. I don't know.
3 years old?
Yeah, I was one of those little freak kids that could play Mozart at 3 years old, you know. No,
Wow.
nobody in the family played the piano. I have no idea why. I don't know.
So you got guitars, you got the piano. Piano is your axe, though, right? That's where you...
Piano's what I play like when I perform in shows, just because I know more on it, I guess. But guitar is what I write all my music on. So the reason for so many, I mean, I don't know if you can they're all over the place here. I have like 6.
Quite a collection.
Guitars. But I write on the guitar. I write my music on guitar. So like different guitars give me a different idea to write, I guess. Or at least I like to believe that.
During this phase, you are just writing, producing right there from your home studio, and you're putting out music every week.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like you hear all this stuff like Billie Eilish producing from her bedroom and how great, you know, so many people do that, right? Like that's the new trend. It's not, that's not like some weird concept anymore. We're all recording in our homes now. And I've been making a single every week and putting it out basically, man, I mean, and that's crazy. But what else am I going to do, right? I mean, all the shows are canceled right now and, you know, I'm not going out. So I just been in here and writing and been in this weird write, record, you know, and we've been putting out a single every week and donating all the money to the COVID-19 relief fund.
Awesome.
Hope, you know, just in, you know, for one, to get through it all, but two, just so all the musicians and artists can get back out and start performing again, you know?
That's right. That's right.
But we've been lucky with that, and I've been trying to different, you know, each week I did, you know, reggae song, a bluegrass song, a rock song, a pop song, a funk song, a blues song, and we do that every week. And we have our fan club. They're called the FM Army. They've been just killing it and buying the stuff, and we've had 7 in a row. The last 7 weeks we've had number ones every week.
Amazing. So tell me about the census. Why is the census so important?
Well, I got involved in this. I guess it was about a year ago. They came and asked me to do a couple things for it, and you know, I actually didn't realize how important it was until I got involved with it. You know, because I mean, you hear about it and stuff like that, but if people don't know, it's, you know, it's just a word that's thrown out, right? But like, I got involved with it, and yeah, it's pretty important. You know, I was researching all this stuff too, but when I knew we were going to talk, and it is pretty mind blowing, the whole stuff of like, what is it, like public transportation and schools and healthcare and child. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty important, and I don't know if people are aware of how important it is. It's simple too, because I even went on and looked at the thing. It takes like 5-10 minutes to sign the whole thing up, but there's no personal information.
Yeah, and this is the first year you can actually go online and do it. And it takes just a couple minutes, really fast. We were talking to some friends about how it's very similar to like getting a reservation at a restaurant. They can't prepare the food for you. They can't seat you until they know how many in your party right there. Should we just like strip it down, pull up a guitar, sing a song, do something? What do you say?
Let's do it.
Oh, dude, absolutely. You got a keyboard, you got guitars. I couldn't help but ask it. What song are you going to want to sing for us?
I'll do a song called Biggest Fan. I wrote this song called Biggest Fan.
Biggest fan. Well, hey, you probably wrote it for me. I'm your biggest fan, dude. We appreciate it. Take it away, Biggest Fan, Frankie Moreno.
Pardon my words, but the world is broken. If a day goes by that it's left unspoken, then my head's in the sky and I feel like I'm floating away. I feel the burn, burn, burn in my fireplace. I'm gonna go on, hold back. Time's a wasting, put your hand in my hand and baby, fly away with me. I'm your hero, baby, I'm your Superman. I'm the one to turn your maybes into yes I can. Yeah, it's complicated, try to understand. You won't be underrated, baby, I'm your biggest fan. I try to hold it all in, but I'm under pressure when I feel your skin. It's a new adventure, not a doubt in my mind. This is where we're supposed to be. I feel the burn, burn, burn of my fireplace. I'm gonna go on, hold back. Time's a wasting, put your hand in my hand and baby, fly away with me. Fly away. I'm your hero, baby, I'm your Superman. I'm the one to turn your maybes into yes I can. Yeah, it's complicated, try to understand. You won't be underrated, baby, I'm your biggest fan. Ooh yeah, baby, I'm your biggest fan.
Frankie Moreno, biggest fan. And we are all your biggest fan now, dude. Thank you for paying it forward. Thanks for sharing your music, your messages, and also, man, just some insights into what it's like to be a superstar. You're awesome. Thank you, man.
Hi, I'm Wynton. The 2020 census is underway, and we, you and I, have the power to shape our future. Census data informs funding for critical public services. Everyone counts.
My next guest today is an 18-year-old actor and activist who began his television and acting career at 10 months old. Crazy. You may know him from the TV shows Andy Mack, The Lion Guard, and even Where's Waldo. Please welcome to the Wonderama House Party, Josh Rush!
Hi.
Josh, what's going on, man?
I'm having a great day. It's beautiful. It's the morning. I'm excited. I'm starting my day, and I'm excited to be.
Best day of your life, right?
Best day ever.
Well, at the Wonderama House Party, the party just stepped up a notch. We got Josh Rush in the house, man. I can't believe from what I just said, 10 months is when you began your acting career?
Kind of. When I was 6 or 7 years old, it really kicked into gear. I moved out to Los Angeles with my family, and that's when the acting jobs really started picking up. And then I moved to Salt Lake City to film my TV show, Andy Mack.
Yeah, awesome. And that was a huge show, and you get to come to Salt Lake City. It was your first time, and now you live here full time.
I do. I live here now. I love the city. I love it. It's beautiful. There's nowhere better to be for like going out hiking every day, which is what I love to do.
Right at the base of the mountains. It's such a beautiful state. I'm partial. That's where I'm from as well. You've been on television your whole life, even no matter where you've lived. What's that like, being on camera since you're just a baby?
It's different. You know, you don't grow up like a normal kid does. You kind of grow up around, like my motto when I was younger, especially, is that whenever I'm on set, I have to be a little adult. Even though I'm very small, even though I'm actually 10 years old or whatever, I actually have to be like an adult, like I'm in my 20s, like I'm in my 30s. And, that's different. That's a lot of pressure to put on a kid, but you make it work. You have a lot of fun. The industry is amazing. It's incredible. And the opportunities that I've had have been so cool, but it's a lot of responsibility.
There's a lot of kids watching right now, big fans of yours. They look up to you. And maybe they want to be actors like you, a voice actor in front of the camera, whatever. What advice can you give to the kids who want to get into the business?
Well, listen, here's the thing. A lot of people will tell you that it's a ton of fun and that it's amazing. And they are right. It's amazing. It's so fun. It's so cool. And if it is your passion, if it is something that you want to do, you should follow it. You should do it. But I'm not going to lie to you. It's really hard. It's a lot of hard work. And honestly, it's a lot of luck too. You go out, you go to a ton of different auditions, you get callbacks for some things. You go out and you talk to people and you have to put yourself out there in a really, really big way. And it can be really, really scary. And then you're just not right for the role. And then somebody else was better than you. And then something didn't work right. And then you have a scheduling conflict or something doesn't work. And it sucks and it hurts. And sometimes that's just how it is. It is a lot of fun and it is amazing. And it is a lot of hard work. And even if you put in all of the hard work in the world, there can be a lot of luck involved. So it's a commitment for you. It's a commitment for your parents. It's a commitment for everybody who is around you, your friends, your team. But if it is what you want to do, do it. Get started in whatever city you are. I guarantee you that there are acting coaches, there are people, there are agents, there are folks who want to get you involved. And if you're right, and if you want to work at it, you can do it.
That's really cool. That's amazing advice. Thank you for sharing that. You've been involved in public issues a lot. So what advice do you have for kids who might want to improve their communities?
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, one thing that we talk about all the time is when you turn on the news, it can be really scary. A lot of the things that you look at feel really big. They're affecting the whole country or maybe even the whole world. I mean, we are doing this interview via Zoom, even though we're like only an hour away from each other right now, because there's a pandemic going on all across the world and there's tons of people who are getting sick. It's really scary. But politics isn't really like that. All politics, I believe, is local. Every single political issue that you can talk about, whether it's something as big as a pandemic that's happening all around the world, or if you've realized that your city isn't doing recycling and you want to fix that, that happens, that starts. And if you want to make change in that way, it starts at the same level. It starts with you being able to talk to your friends, Talk to your teachers, talk to the people who are in charge, maybe even your principal, your school superintendent, your school board. Those people are elected by you and your parents. They are voting for those people in the elections. All politics is local because even somebody like you, even an issue like your city not doing recycling or something as big as wanting to change how your city, your town, your state, your country, or the world is dealing with a global pandemic, it all starts with people. And it all can start with a devoted and excited person just like you.
Yeah. One person can make a difference.
Absolutely, 100%.
Awesome. Now, this is a big year, and we're talking about the individual, each person being counted. It's a census year. Yes. Why do you think it's important for kids to be counted?
Yeah, so it's a census year, and what the census is in the Constitution, the document that tells the government just like the basis of what it is allowed to do and what it is. It's the founding document of our government in the United States. There's a census in there that says every single person here has to be counted every 10 years. So in 2010, in 2000, and now in 2020, every single person gets to fill out something called the census. It's super simple. It's like 12 questions. It took me like 5 minutes to fill it out for me and my family here. All you have to do is you will get a thing in the mail that tells you how to fill it out. It will give you a code. You enter the code. You don't even need the code really, but you can fill it out on the internet, and it tells the government it tells the government how many people are living in your home, and they use that to determine how much money is going in different places. And it is really, really important.
Exactly right.
Super important.
Josh, you nailed it. You know your stuff. Thank you for being that example, leading the way. And thanks for joining the Wonderama House Party today.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, everyone. This is Umatilla County Commissioner George Murdoch coming to you from Pendleton, Oregon. I hope you've already completed your 2020 census, but if not, there's still time to do so. This has been a challenging year for this project, but remember, billions of dollars worth of federal funding are at stake, and an accurate count will make sure your community gets its fair share. Please visit 2020census.gov today to respond and shape the future of your community. Responding is easy, and it only takes about 10 minutes. So now, thanks and enjoy the show.
My next guests today are three awesome judges on the hit TV show Hot Bench. For the past few weeks, it has been the #2 show in daytime television. It's an awesome place. You got to check it out. They're going to be in their 7th season, and the show is created by the one and only Judge Judy Scheindlin. Please welcome to the Wonderama House Party the judges from Hot Bench. What's going on, guys?
Hi, how you doing?
Oh, so good. Thank you so much for joining us at the Wonderama House Party. You guys having a good party at your own homes?
Thank you for
Great time.
Nice. Hey, thank you so much. The show Hot Bench is so much fun to watch. It's fantastic. It's the only 3-judge bench on television. Why do you think the show's been so successful?
I think there are several reasons. One, of course, our creator, Judge Judy Scheindlin, is an amazing woman who has, I think, she's got this sense that when you touch it, it turns to gold. I think her choice of the 3 of us is also exceptional because people, when I speak with them, say the dynamics between the 3 of you is just amazing. You have great chemistry. And above all, that comes through in what no other show has, and that is our deliberation process. Because to some level, that's where we're sort of out of character and we are who we are, and that's where we interact, and that's where the public gets to hear what judges think.
Tanya Acker, how are you doing today?
I am doing just great. So happy to be here. Nice to see you.
What have you been up to?
I have been busy. I finished a book that will be out in October. It's called Make Your Case, and it's intended to give people a little education about what court can be like. Sometimes people are really intimidated by it. They're very afraid of court. They don't know why things happen the way they do. And other times people think that court is much easier than it is. They tend to romanticize it. They think that they may get as quick a result as they do when they show up on our show. You know, because our show, we get cases from real courts around the country. I mean, a lot of the times people think that the cases are so crazy, but they're real. Like that crazy is real.
And Judge Michael Corriero, how you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you, David.
Now, being on this show, Hot Bench, for 7 seasons, you guys become kind of like a family, I would imagine. You guys are...
Actually, I am blessed, as you can see, by being the third wheel, if you will, in this trio. Tanya and Patricia have been just exceptional. They're strong women. They're passionate women. I rarely get the last word, but I am so happy because when we agree, I know that I pretty much got it right.
This year is a 2020 census. It's a big year for our nation. Why do you think the census is so important for, say, kids and families?
You have got to be counted. What a lot of people should understand is that the census determines who gets what. The census determines who is going to get parts of that $100 billion of federal money that's allocated to us. The money is allocated based on where the people are. So when you tell the government that you are there, that means that you are stating your need for essential services, you are stating your need for federal and state tax dollars. The census determines where we are and who gets part of this federal pie. It is so important that we're counted.
To me, and what Tanya was saying about the census is so important because the census kind of dictates how much money is invested in programs for young people and their families and schools and programs that keep kids out of trouble. And I've spent 28 years resolving the cases of young people who are accused of doing something outside the law. And we really need this money to help prevent kids from getting in trouble in the first place.
Here I am. Look at me. I'm here. Count me in. And then once I'm in, I have a say, and I will have a say through the House of Representatives, through different government agencies, through districts that have been zoned for me, to be able to get the things that are important to me and my community: housing, Head Start programs for families that are of lower income, bringing parents into the educational system, funding for school lunches, having fire departments, which are necessary in certain areas, urban development. There are so many things that the census brings about.
You guys can come back to Wonderama anytime. We've loved having you, and congratulations on such a great show. Hot Bench, thank you guys. You're the best.
Saludos. Les habla Rubén Ábrica, concejal y exalcalde en la ciudad de East Palo Alto. Queda poco tiempo para completar el censo, así que por favor visite 2020censo.gov. No nos quedemos atrás y sigamos adelante para más representación en el Congreso y más servicio para nuestras comunidades. Sí podemos con el censo. Gracias y cuídense mucho.
My next guest is the coolest guy ever. He's an animal expert, biologist, and a television personality, a great friend of Wonderama. We couldn't have a party without some animals. They're party animals. Check out this guy's YouTube channel. You'll see some really cool animals, as well as all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, you name it. Please welcome to the party my good friend Corbin Maxey!
Woo! How's it going, David?
Oh, man, I am doing so good. So happy to see you. It's been a while since we were together in New York.
Dude, it has been so long. I miss you. I miss the show. I miss Wonderama, but it's nice to, do this virtually, and we brought New York to you.
It's nice to have friends, but you're always surrounded by good friends. Who is here? Who's joining us?
So this right here, and he's a little active, this is Savvy, and he is a Savannah monitor lizard, and he's currently tearing apart my hand. Super sharp claws, and this is actually in the same family as the Komodo dragon.
Savvy. Well, and when he licks like that, is that tasting? Is that smelling?
Dude, so good. You're like an animal expert, man.
I only know this stuff because of you, dude.
Yes, it's because of you. And it's forked to pick up like smells in different direction. And they can smell food from up to a mile away. And they're eating all different types of stuff in Africa where they're found. So, they eat a lot of mammals, birds, frogs. They'll eat scorpions, spiders, and even venomous snakes.
It's kind of nice to have around the house. You don't need pest control. You got Savvy.
Dude, absolutely. He helps us around the house. Yeah.
Is there anybody else that you're hanging out with today?
Heck yeah. So I'm going to put Savvy back, okay? Hopefully he doesn't escape. Check this out.
No way.
Right? A Mexican red knee tarantula.
That's awesome.
Isn't she
That's
great?
like a bright red-orange color, right?
Red, orange, those bright red legs are to kind of warn predators that, wow, this is dangerous. And she is venomous, but the crazy thing is that, a lot of people are scared of, tarantulas and spiders, but she actually would very rarely bite because they'd rather save the venom for like crickets or grasshoppers. This one's my least aggressive. That's why I thought I wanted to share this one with you. Okay, cheers.
You got some more friends there with you. Who else you got?
Oh my gosh.
Whoa. Whoa.
Dude.
So wow.
Is
he smiling at me?
Yes, this is Happy. Happy, is that a great name? It was either Happy or Cletus.
He's singing a high note and I can't hear it.
Right? He's an alligator snapping turtle. This is, don't bite me. There's over 1,000 pounds of pressure in his bite. Isn't that incredible? So if he were to, grab my hands, they'd probably come off.
Whoa, dude. And is he always like open, ready for lunch?
Well, he's ready. So that's a defense mechanism. This animal lives in the waters of southeastern parts of the United States. So he will open his mouth at the bottom of a pond or a lake because this turtle loves to go fishing. So it's the only turtle in the world that has a worm-like tongue. So I'm going to get close to the camera, okay? Check this out. This is so cool. And he's pretty heavy.
I'm going to get close because this is pretty epic.
Look at that.
Man.
Tongue. So
how do you spell halitosis?
Isn't that great? He'll use that to attract fish and frogs and other turtles.
And brush your teeth, man. Woo!
So I'm happy you said that. They don't have teeth. Turtles and tortoises don't. It's like a sharp edge, almost like a bird's beak.
Really? Amazing. Well, Happy, you're named a pro. We're happy that you joined us today. You can come back anytime, dude. Hey, and before you go, Corbin, I got to ask you one last question because this is a house party with our good buddies at the Census 2020. This is a big year. Why is the census important in your mind?
It is so important for young people to be counted just because we're able to protect them and we're able to provide everyone equal opportunities. And we need to know where you are, and it's so important. So please make sure to join the census, get counted. There's amazing opportunities that await you. And like I said, I'm so happy to be a part of this because it is so important.
Well, thank you for bringing your party animals to this house party. You can go online and do the census. And while you're there, check out Corbin's YouTube channel. Seriously, guys, it is so much fun. As always, you're such a great guy, great friend. Thank you for coming on the program today.
Dude, thank you so much.
Hey everyone, it's Dimlis Johnson III here, member of Richmond City Council. Just coming to you with a friendly reminder to get that Census 2020 form completed. You can do it online, on your desktop, your laptop, or even on your phone. The census form is very important to fill out and turn in. There's a lot of funding tied to it, and it won't happen for another 10 years. So let's make sure we get it completed and turned in so you can be counted. All right, have a great one.
Our next guest today is a 17-year-old singer, songwriter, actress, drummer, and entertainer. She's performed at the Apollo, Madison Square Garden, Red Bull Arena, and more. She's an anti-bullying ambassador and so much more. Welcome to the Wonderama house party, our buddy Victoria Dennis.
Hi guys.
Hi Victoria, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm very blessed, doing very well. It's such an honor to be with you again. It's been a long time. You're an awesome performer, a great songwriter and singer. When you came into the studio, the kids just absolutely loved you. How old were you?
So much fun.
It's such a blast. It truly is.
Yeah.
And we'll get back to that someday soon. I guarantee it.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to.
How old were you when you started performing?
When I started performing, I was 7.
7 years old. And
yes.
What was the catalyst? What started you performing?
So it was actually a school talent show. It was called Family Fun Night. So it was just like all the elementary school kids could showcase like a talent or whatever you want to call it. And so I told my mom, I was like, I really want to do it this year and I want to sing. And she was like, you want to sing? And I was like, yeah, like why not? Like let's just do it. So I sang my favorite Miley Cyrus song at the time. And I just remember like the feelings that I got when I was on that stage. And when I got off stage, I was like, Mom, this is it. Like, this is what I want to do. It was so much fun.
What advice would you give to kids who want to become like a drummer or they want to be a musician, a singer like you? Because it takes a lot of work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as far as playing instruments, I was never, ever thinking to myself, oh my God, I'm going to be a drummer one day. but the opportunity was just in front of me, and I said, why not? Like, I don't have anything to lose, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I was going to be taught it in school, so that's awesome. So I just did it. So if you're like hesitant, I guess, about picking up the drums, the guitar, the piano, whatever instrument, just try it. And if it doesn't work out, go to something different. You have nothing to lose. It's an amazing skill that you could pick up. And I would just say go for it.
Tell me about your new singles. You got some new songs that are out right now.
So I released both of them actually during quarantine. We actually had a few songs that were pre-recorded, thankfully. And so we were like, why not put these songs out right now? Everyone's on their phones, like bored out of their minds. So let's give them something to entertain them. So we put one song out called When I Fall, and the second one is called Will It Kill Me?
There's something else that you're also an ambassador for we wanted to talk about today is the census. And we rely on each other for that as well. Why do you think the census is important for kids?
It's super important, not only for kids, but everybody, because number one, it only comes around every 10 years. So everyone who also fills it out is accountable for how much money your town gets and how much money school districts get and stuff. So it's really important also because it's all about making a positive change. And just like I said, I'm all about making changes and being positive and everything. And so it's really, really, really important that everyone fills it out and everyone gets accounted for it.
Thank you so much. Thanks for bringing a great message, being a positive light, continuing to make your music. You got new music to check out on YouTube. Victoria Dennis Music is the channel. And hopefully soon we'll be back in studio in New York.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It was a blast.
Hello, this is Mayor Arapastathis from the city of La Mesa, California, here to tell you to fill out your 2020 census. The census is not just for you, but for future generations. It helps determine how public funds are spent on schools and fire emergency services and healthcare for your community. Do your part. Respond now at 2020census.gov. Thank you.
My next guest today is best known as the former weather forecaster for ABC's Good Morning America. He's currently the weather forecaster for ABC KGO TV in San Francisco and also the author of several children's books and an advocate for children's literacy. He's a great guy, a great friend of the program. Please welcome to the Wonderama House Party, Spencer Christian.
Hey, David, thank you.
What's up, man? Thank you. And you're right. You're in San Francisco, is that right?
That is correct. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. I've been out here for, about 20 years now.
Did you always know that you were going to be a weather forecaster as a kid?
No. You know, as a kid, I was always a communicator. I was always in front of the class, running for president or making a speech or reciting a poem. So I always felt that I was going to do something that involved communication. I didn't know if I wanted to be a lawyer or a professor or even a minister. I considered that as well. But I was in college in the late 1960s when there was a lot of social and political upheaval in the United States. And I was so fascinated by at that time, by the way the news media covered all of these profoundly important events that I decided I wanted to be a journalist. So I became a news reporter, and that was the way I initially came into the business. But and I had no dream or even desire of doing weather in the early stages of my career. But I was offered a chance to fill in on weather once early in my career because our station had lost its weather person. I had done a lot of science reporting and I understood the dynamics of weather. So I filled in for 2 weeks and I was asked to stay on full time, and that became my ticket.
Amazing. What's your most memorable weather experience you had to cover?
And as a weather reporter, I had many exciting stories to tell. I have covered 14 hurricanes. Whenever there was a major hurricane approaching the Atlantic coast or the Gulf Coast, Good Morning America would send me out days in advance because, hurricanes move slowly, so you can track their path and get me in a location where we expected the storm to make landfall or to come on shore. And I can remember broadcasting live when the wind gusting around me was at 110, 115 miles per hour.
Crazy.
Debris flying all around, there's flooding. Those are kind of scary but exciting times.
You're such an advocate for so many great things, especially literacy. Why is literacy, in particular children's literacy, so important to you?
It's so important to me, I think, because of the role that literacy played in my life. You know, as I mentioned, my parents taught me to read when I was very young, about 4.5 years old. And reading just stimulated my curiosity about everything. And it gave me an understanding of and an appreciation for all the fascinating things in the world around me. So I've always wanted to share that passion for literacy with other kids and stimulate an interest in reading. So I visit lots of schools, all ages, all grade levels, to talk to kids about the importance of books, the importance of literacy. And I always encourage kids not just to read, but to read if you don't enjoy reading or you don't want to pick up a book or you're hesitant, what we call a reluctant reader, then read about the things that really interest you. If you like sports, read about sports.
Yeah.
You know, if you like, TV comedies, sitcoms, read about TV sitcoms. But pick a subject that interests you, that fascinates you, and start reading about that. And that will probably trigger a greater curiosity and cause you to go in and read and venture out a bit.
Another thing that's so important, and we're talking about it today at the house party, is the census. And I know you're a big advocate for that as well. Why is it so important to you?
Oh my gosh, David, the census is so important for so many reasons. You know, it's important for all of us to be counted because the census determines how many people live in our local communities, how many people live in your state, and that determines the services we get from the government. It determines how funds are distributed for schools,
right,
for hospitals, for fire departments, for police departments, for roadways, for all kinds of services, for housing. So it's really important to get an accurate count of the people in your local community, the people in your state. It also determines our representation in Congress, how many representatives we'll have in the House of Representatives. And children are usually the group that's most likely to be undercounted in the census.
That's right.
So that's why it's important for kids to talk to their parents or their grandparents or their family members, whoever they are, and say, we need to be counted. The census is important.
Well, thank you for that message, and thank you for all that you do. Spencer, you are the best. Thanks.
Thank you, David.
My name is Governor Steve Sisolak. The 2020 census is underway, and you have the power to shape your future. Census data decides funding for critical public services. Respond now at 2020census.gov. Everyone counts. Thank you.
My next guest today is a powerhouse vocalist from the Los Angeles area. Her unique genre, popra, which is pop opera, pulls from her years of singing the halls of an opera house. She's amazing. Her cutting-edge style combines contemporary rock, pop with a theatrical flair. She's here at the Wonderama house party. We're happy to have her. Please give it up for my friend, Sky.
Hi.
What's going on, Sky?
I'm so glad to be here. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, best day of my life. Seriously, this is so fun. It's nice to be able to connect. I wish we were in person, though.
Oh, me too. I've never been somebody who likes to go out, and now I am just craving a good night out with friends right now.
Yeah, right. You don't think kid opera stars, but that's what you were. You were a singing opera at a very young age.
My mom first came to me. She's like, "Do you want to sing opera?" And I was like, "No, I want to be a rock star." And she was like, "Well, we're gonna put you in this program, and if you hate it after a year, you can quit." And I did my first show, Hansel and Gretel. I was a little gingerbread child, and I loved it. I loved it, and I didn't quit.
I can tell.
In high school, I was in a rock opera band. And so when I got older, I wanted to go more into contemporary. And I was like, well, what can I call it? Because it's not really rock opera anymore. And then I was like, oh, opera. So that's when I started using that term to describe my music, because I was just kind of like, well, it sounds like Billie Eilish and Freddie Mercury combined and collaborated. And I kept trying to explain it. And I was like, wait, pop opera. And they were like, oh, I get it. Okay.
So many artists out there, there's a lot of noise. To be able to rise to the top and be noticed, you have to kind of stand apart. It sounds like you're doing just that.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing the best that I can. It's a double-edged sword. Being unique is, I'd say it's a blessing and a curse, because you're unique, and when people hear you, they know it's you. But then at the same time, you have some more barriers to break down because you're unpredictable. So you have to make your own space. And so it's a little bit more of an uphill battle, but I think it's one that's worth fighting.
That's actually a pretty good advice. And speaking of which, for the kids that are watching all over the place, all over the world for that matter, and they're looking at you and they're like, wow, I want to do that. I want to become my own artist, a singer and writer and all that. What advice would you give to these kids?
My biggest advice is, if music is like what you live and you breathe for, I always say, don't make a plan B. Plan B always becomes plan A. Just go for plan A. There's no reason that you can't have plan A.
Here at the house party, we partnered up with the Census 2020, and we're talking about that to kids all over and why it's so important to be counted. Why do you think it's important?
Well, they say that the census is one of the most authoritative data sets that the United States pulls from. And that's why it's so important. So many decisions are made based on the data from the 2020 census. So it is super important to be counted, because being counted means you're being represented. And that's that's what we need. We need to know who is where and where they are and what they need. And so that's why the census is so important. I mean, it's in the Constitution for a reason.
It's as simple as that, and not just for the representation, but a lot of money goes right to those communities. That's so needed for so many programs. So thanks for being such an advocate for that. Well, you always perform and you speak with such a message and a storytelling, and we would love to have you perform something for us right now. Is that okay?
Yeah,
You down for that? Cool. What would you be singing for us right now?
I will be singing my song, Broken Hallelujah.
Broken Hallelujah. That's awesome. Can't wait to hear it. Take it away, ladies and gentlemen. Sky.
Do you remember the last time we spoke? I said some things that I don't stand by anymore. Do you remember? It's been some time since you last held me, since I was intense with grief. And I don't know how to say this. Life's been hard and I'm losing it. I got nothing left to give. Take my broken hallelujah. It's all that I have to offer. All I ask is that you take me home with you. Take my broken hallelujah. Take my broken hallelujah. Please don't turn me away. All I ask is that you stay and you take me home and don't let me go. Take my broken hallelujah. It's all that I have to offer. All I ask is that you take me home with you. Take my broken hallelujah.
That is Sky, and that song is Broken Hallelujah. You are amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Well, hello. This is Duke Fakir, Abdul Duke Fakir. I am a proud member of the Four Tops, one of the founding members. Also, I am the last original member. There's a very important message I want to get back out to you all, and that is regarding the American census. You know, the census is so very important. So anyone that hasn't responded should really do so, because it's great for your community. It helps in public schooling. It helps in healthcare, libraries, public transportation. All those things are funded by the count of the census. So it's very important that you get out and make sure you respond to the census.
My next guest today is a pop singer, songwriter, producer, and founding member of the Grammy-nominated pop group 98 Degrees, one of the biggest boy bands of all time. He's also launched a successful solo career. He's awesome, a great friend of the program. Please welcome to the Wonderama House Party, my buddy, Jeff Timmons.
Hey, how's it going, man? Thanks a lot for having me. Good to be here today.
You've been performing most of your life, is that right?
Yeah, you know, I started at a young age. I come from a really small town, so where I grew up, it was mostly sports oriented. So people weren't really excited about the arts and singing and things like that. So I shied away from it for the longest time, but it was one of those things that, you know, kept bringing me back in. And fortunately for me, we were able to make a career out of it, and it's been a real blessing and a great time.
What music artists inspire you?
Well, for us, the main one at that time was a group called Boyz II Men, which they're a vocal group, but also now considered a boy band, ironically, too. But, you know, they just had amazing songs and did a lot with their vocals. You know, that's what really attracted me to those types of groups. Guys that, you know, to go back to what you were talking about, could blend their voices without any extra music. They create all the backgrounds and all the harmonies and all the movement vocally with just their voices. And so, you know, Boyz II Men there were many, but I think Boyz II Men was the main one.
Hey, any advice for kids that are watching that want to get into show business? What 2 cents would you give them?
I think, you know, look, it's a couple of things. One, it's really self-belief. I mean, I think that's the main one. You know, really believe in yourself. You might have friends or even family members or people you trust kind of discourage you, tell you you're not going to make it. But if you have that self-belief and you have a work ethic that goes along with it, a lot of faith, you know, in yourself, and then, you know, you got to work harder than everybody else, I think. And then at the end of all that, when you do finally start to achieve some success, it's really important to stay grounded and stay humble and treat people with respect. It's so important. I think years later, 98 Degrees might not be the most talented group in the world, but 25 years later, I think the way we treated people allows us to continue in this business.
What are your thoughts about the census and why it's important for kids?
Well, it's important in a number of ways, but I think most importantly, it has to do with community projects and funding that goes into communities. So hospital programs, roads that are being built, you know, things like that, schools, amount of money that goes to certain school programs. And we talked about music. You know, it's really important to let people know how many people are in an area so those funds can go to the right places at the right times and for the people that really need it.
So important. Thank you for sharing that message. Thanks for all that you do. Thanks for sharing that little bit of the history about your experience. Keep up the great work. Thanks for joining us. You can come back to the house party anytime. All right, Jeff?
Honored to be on. Love what you're doing, and thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Jeff Timmons, everybody. God bless you, brother.
Thanks, man.
Hi, my name's Gail Pellerin. I'm coming to you from the Santa Cruz County Clerk Elections Department. Hey, have you had a chance to do your census yet? I did mine. It's super easy to do online. If you haven't had a chance yet, no problem. There's still time. Just go to 2020census.ca.gov. Do it today because having an accurate count is vital for our community. And don't forget to vote this fall. Thanks so much.
My next guest today has spent over 50 years in show business. She's an actress, a singer, and producer, and star of stage and screen and television. She's done it all. She has toured the U.S. and Europe with her critically acclaimed nightclub act. We're so happy to have her at the Wonderama House Party. Please welcome the one and only Lucy Arnez. What's up, Lucy?
Thank you very much, David. Nice to be here with you.
Nice to be with you as well. Where are you joining us from?
I live in Palm Springs, California now. So we're down here happily ensconced in pizza oven weather, but it's really beautiful. And I do have air conditioning, so I'm very happy.
Being such a versatile artist, a talent, you've been on stage, live stage, on screen. Are those different animals in your book? I mean, what's the transition? And do you have a preference between film and television and stage?
Well, yeah, I don't have a preference really between film and television. I have a preference between acting for film or television and acting on stage. I kind of prefer stage, even if it's me singing songs in concert, because it's live and it all depends on my ability to get it right, to rehearse well enough and go out there by myself and then just do it. And nobody can save my butt by, editing later and putting in music and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's more thrilling. It's more immediate.
And I can't wait to see your one-woman show, the nightclub show that you do. It's got to be such a
all
fun
around the
time.
country when COVID happened and we had to cancel everything, as did many, many, many other people and
So
Broadway
many,
shows
yeah.
and the like.
Why do you think the census is so important?
I'm so glad you're even talking about this, really, David, because a lot of people don't even understand what census is for. It's not about finding out what your religion is or who you voted for or whether you're a citizen or not. It's about just counting you. You can't get a reservation in the restaurant if they don't know how many's in your party, right? We can't work this country right unless we know how many people, where they are. We have a government, we have Congress, and we allocate representatives depending on how many people in a district, right? And if you're hiding, you can't be represented. And so you're going to get less people talking about what you need. And the census is out there, to make sure that they allocate funding for your school, for your hospital, for your police department, for your fire department, for all these wonderful programs you guys
The
do.
arts.
The arts.
10 years is a long time. If we're not counted now, these kids aren't going to be kids the next time it comes around. So it's very important. Well, you have a way with words. You bring such a positive energy. You're such a great influence. Thank you for joining us at the Wonderama House Party. You can come back anytime.
Thank you. Mwah. I love you guys.
Well, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us at the Wonderama House Party. I want to thank all my guests for being here today. It's been a blast. I'm David Osmond, reminding all of you to never, ever lose your sense of wonder. And I hope I can count on you to be part of the 2020 census. You can count me in. There's a place you can go, it's a thing it can be. It's a world full of possibilities. Wonderama. It's here.